Hey, what's going on, everybody? Your boy DJ Steady Manos. And today I had an event. It was early in the morning. It was at a park. Pretty much it was a volunteer event. And I want to talk about this new product that I just bought from this guy on my YouTube channel. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. His name is La Rob. And he sold me these Alto Stealths. And I wanted to try them out. So I tried them out today. And I'm going to talk about what I like about them. And a few things that I didn't like. So let's talk about that. So I showed up at the park this morning. It was people already there. They were already done setting up, and it started at 7 o'clock. I think they told me 7, and I got there. Oh no, yeah, I think they told me it started at. I don't know what time they told me, but I got there at 6:30, and I set up my stuff. And I'm gonna give you a scenario of what it looked like. It was at the park. It was in underneath the Ramada or gazebo, and they had benches. They had benches, and each bench were metal. And I forgot how many benches they were, but I'm gonna draw 4 of them real quick. And they were long benches. And when I got there, they had everything already set up. They had coffee, fruit, bagels already set up. So they put your boy DJ Steady Manos on this table. And right next to it, there was a power outlet. And it was like a pillar, you know, with there was a couple pillars everywhere. And of course, the top was made out of metal. The roof was made out of metal. There was another power outlet over here. So I decided I was going to put some speakers back there. So we got power right here, and another power over here. So I would hook up my mixer, right? And I hooked up my Stealth and my wireless mic and my computer. I didn't even take my controller. So I decided to put a speaker back here and a speaker over here. And these speakers were hitting the crowd, the people everywhere. The speaker was hitting the people over here, and the speaker was hitting the people here. So there were people back here, so I decided to put a speaker back here and a speaker back here. Now, there was a few people there, so I pointed the speaker back here and I pointed this speaker then this way. So I had the sound pretty much like surround sound everywhere. So there were people back here that could hear it, the people back here that could hear it, the people over here that could hear it. Here's where all the people were, majority of all the people were here, so they could hear it. And so I ran 50-foot cable to this speaker and 50-foot cable to this speaker. So here's where I used the Stealth, the Alto Stealth. So this one had a Stealth, and before I put it on the tripod, I wanted to make sure I had a strong signal. And here's what I wish I had. Wish I had a second person, so we could test it. Because I had to walk from here all the way over there, and then from there all the way over here. That's a pretty long walk. So I wish I had a second person so we could test it out. You know, we could change the channels to see which one's is a good channel. So it was set already in channel 3, but it was getting some interference. So I put it in a different channel, and so I said, okay, that sounds good. So I decided to put it on my tripod, and I lift the speakers up, you know. And I mounted this on top of my speakers. They had a little hole back here, so I mounted it on top of my speakers. Here was one mistake I made. This speaker, I had the antenna facing this way. And when I faced the speaker down that way, I didn't realize that the antenna was facing this way. So what I should have done, I should have reversed the antenna this way. So you could hit the transmitter. The transmitter was sending the signals over. So that's what I made the mistake. When I mounted it, but then I faced the speaker that way, and I forgot to reverse it this way. So this one was getting quite a few droppage. This one was perfect. But so that's the mistake. That was my bad. Everything worked out beautiful. Besides, you know, I was getting a few droppage here, but besides that, you could walk anywhere around here. You're just getting sound perfect. Like I said, I'm gonna test it again. I'm gonna test it some more at the house and see if I could get like every scenario is different. Here we had a bunch of obstacles. We had metal benches. We had metal roof. Everything was all metal. and people everywhere. There was over maybe 100 people. They were everywhere, and so of course we're gonna get some droppage here and there. But like I said, this one right here was no problem because I think the antenna was facing this way. This one right here, since the antenna was facing the opposite, I think that's for the reason why I was getting quite a few droppage back here. But besides that, I love these bad boys. The only thing that I don't like I said, I wish I had a second person that we could test it out. Because walking back and forth, checking to see if we get any droppage, this is a pain. And you have to set the channels on the transmitter. Then you got to walk back here and see if you get any droppage, and then you got to walk all the way over here and check that one out. So and what I do, I want to interfere this. So what I did, I put my hand over it to see if I get any interference, and if I hear then I switch the channels over to a different one until I get a perfect no interference. So I said, that's what I do. So yeah, this one right here was working good, but this one had cables, and this is the only one. But besides that, I ain't having to complain. Everybody heard, and the guy he was standing next to me. He was like right here, and I was right here, and he had the wireless mic. And I think that's another thing, that I had these two close together. So who knows? But hopefully, maybe with all the people, with the metal everywhere, the metal rooftop, the metal benches, all that probably had something to do with everything. So, but besides that, man, I can't wait to use these again. This summer, your boy DJ City Manos, I always do quite a few pool parties. People always calling me, and I always wanted to get these right here because I always want to put a speaker like way out there, because I don't want to get my equipment wet. So I'm always far away from the pool, but I always want to put a speaker. So now these bad boys going to help me out a lot. I'm always going to take these bad boys with me. And like I said, I'm going to test it out some more. I'm going to test out this bad boy. I think it's to reduce the noise. I'm going to test this out. I'm going to test the channel. I'm going to try to get a good channel here at the house. Of course, like I said, every place is always going to have different obstacles. But here I'm going to try to see if I could get a really good signal. It was set on channel 3. So maybe that's the signal Rob got when he set it up. But I'm going to test them out. And I have those Altos, old school Alto speakers. So this worked out perfect. I just mounted on the top of the speaker. Besides that, I love these things. They're good. They work out pretty good. Like I said, this is your boy DJ City Manos, and I'm out of here. And the video is going to come out after this. It's going to be my setup and show you what it looked like. I'm out of here. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Your boy DJ City Manos. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just getting off work. 6 in the morning. I'm about to head to the park to DJ a real quick event. So I'm warming up the car. It's not that cold. It's showing 41 degrees. A little chilly. So let's go to the park real quick, set up some equipment, and then head home at 10 in the morning. So, like I said, I'm just getting off work, so let's go. I'm going on a mission. It's your boy DJ City Manos. We're here at the park, and it looks like some people are already down there setting up. They're here kind of early. Usually I'm the first one here. So let's go down there and unload the stuff. Yeah, usually nobody. I'm always here before everybody's here. So, let's go down. Let's run over this girl right here. They got lights. Oh, they blocked me. They blocked me. Maybe I should have went the other way, huh? It's all good. Let me park right here. Let's go see what's going on. I'm gonna park. See if I can get my stuff out. Got plenty of time. We're early. Now I got my dolly. My dolly. Alright, let's go check it out. Peace. There's your boy DJ Cerimanos. I'm done hooking up all my stuff. Very simple setup. My laptop, my little mixer, and 4 speakers. So let's check it out. And my one speaker is way over there. You can see it back there. And I have another speaker in that corner. And I got 2 speakers over here. So check this out. We're gonna have surround sound. Pretty cool.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you know what? Last off. Let's spin this way so the sun's not so bright. There we go.
Speaker back here.
That's better. Look at that one. Yeah, my father.
Yeah, outside. Yeah.
Speaker right there. Not bad. Cool little setup. 4 speakers in the back, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And I'm out of here. Peace. No controller. It's all computer, no controller. What I like about virtual DJ is that I have it hooked up to my headphones and I could just hit the space bar to play it, the alt to stop it. We're about to start. We're gonna take a little quick walk. Let me get the next song ready.
You can turn it up again.
I know. That's what I said. I just saw it. There you are.
No, we're not.
We'll be starting in just a few minutes. I'm going to invite everyone to come over calmly. And it's time to go ahead and just get a balloon, put your heart on the balloon, and just hold them patiently until we start. And I'm going to also ask if you can just take 1 balloon per person. Just make sure everyone has one, and then if we have extras, we'll certainly pass them out. But just hold on to those balloons. We'll be releasing them later in the ceremony.
Do you want me to play one more song? Yeah. Okay. So let's take a walk.
hotel, remember? It's the only place that grows.
So what I'm doing a sound check.
With getting money from lenders, our money lenders, is on a fire restoration.
Okay, my name is Steve. I'm with Impact. I have the pleasure of working with some wonderful people at Impact. And I want to welcome you all to the 14th Annual Jeremiah Memorial Walk. It's a walk to help support survivors of suicide and also to bring awareness to this problem of suicide that we have in our nation. I wanted to just make a couple of announcements before we get started. I want everyone to know that there's a Survivors of Suicide conference on Saturday, June 20th. You can register for that here, but just be aware that that is coming up, and it's a very helpful place to be. I know many of you have probably been there, and if you haven't, you may want to consider attending this year. Again, it's on June 20th. I want to thank our walk sponsors. Magellan Complete Care, Crisis Response Network. Special thanks to Michelle and Starbucks, Phoenix Store, 10930 for providing the coffee this morning, and Maxine and Chase Bank for providing the snacks. And I think there's some goodies over at the Chase table too, so if you want to visit that and pick up some things, that's good. And as always, we want to thank Einstein's for the plethora of bagels that we have this morning. So hopefully we'll put a dent in those bagels before the morning's over. How many of you are here for the first time? Just kind of raise your hand or your balloon. Okay. All right, so many of you are here for the first time. And I know I see many familiar faces. Many of you have been here for many of the walks. It's hard to believe it's 14 years. I know for Sandra, she probably has a hard time believing it's 14 years. But for those of you that have been here before, it's good to see all of you. I know you know how helpful this is and the benefit of this kind of event happening. And for those of you who are here for the first time, we're glad you found us, because I think today, hopefully today, will be a day of support for you, a day of enlightenment for you maybe, and a day where you can share your feelings openly with others who understand and feel the way you do. And that's the importance of a day like today, I think, to bring us together for one common cause. And that's to bring awareness to this problem of suicide and mental health issues in our country. But also, and probably more important, to give support to all of you and to give hope, especially for those who are here because of a recent loss. So hopefully you find that today. I invite all of you to talk to others, get to know each other here, because that's the importance, I think, of today. And I also just want to say, I personally believe today it's great that everyone's here and we're here at this moment together, but we all understand the problem and we all understand the issue. And I think it's important that when we leave today, that we don't leave today, that today goes with us and today follows us, and we share this with others, and we advocate, and we continue to try to do something to bring more awareness to this problem, whatever that something is, whether it's volunteering or advocacy work or just being open about the problem. I think that's important. And I think that's one of the big things, the important things that can happen from a day like today. So welcome everybody. We're going to do a few ceremonies and do some things before the walk starts. And again, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'd like to invite, well, first of all, before I do that, I almost forgot. There's a tree that if you look straight ahead, it has a sign on it. That tree was planted, Sandra, what, 3 years ago? 10th annual one. And I remember last year, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just have a bad memory, but it seems like it's grown like twice the size, yeah, from last year. But it really looks healthy, and I think it's a great symbol of what we're about. You know, when you plant a tree in its infant stage, you hope that it grows and it gets stronger each year. And certainly that tree is doing that. And I think we can apply that, especially for those who have had a recent loss. You know, it's tough at the beginning. It's extremely tough. And I say through personal awareness of that, that I understand. But if we allow ourselves to be helped and nurtured by others as that tree has been helped and nurtured along, we'll grow and we'll get stronger. So just think about that and let the people here help you in that journey. But it's good to see that tree is so healthy and strong and growing, so that's a good thing. I would like to have the facilitators and volunteers come up, please. The SOS facilitators and volunteers. If you're not already up here, please come on up. Everybody up here? Some of you out in the audience probably recognize these faces. They help in the SOS groups, the support groups. And they also do a lot of volunteering at conferences and events like this, and they're really kind of what makes this all happen. And so I just want to thank them as we do every year. So we can give them just a round of applause and thank them for the work that they do. I also wanted, along with that, don't lose the opportunity to thank the other people who stand on the sidelines here. So Renee is out there somewhere. She was out there. Where's Renee? Renee doesn't want to be noticed, I know. Okay. Renee's over there. Stephanie is on the team here too. Where's Stephanie? Okay, hi Stephanie. It's really great to work with these folks during presentations and work in the community to bring awareness and to help prevent suicide prevention. And am I forgetting anybody? I don't know. Oh yeah, the lady in the white coat over here. Yeah, Sandra, you all know Sandra, I'm sure, who makes this happen every year along with lots of other things. So thank you, Sandra. It's really a pleasure working with you and with everybody on the team to make these things happen. So thank you very much. Okay. We're going to do the candle lighting ceremony now, and I need to get to my page. So I'm going to ask Wendy, Sue, Rob, and Shannon. You're already up here? Okay, good. So we're going to light 3 candles, well, actually 4, representing the past, present, and future. So are you lighting the first one? Okay. So the past is the love and joy we experience having our loved one in our lives. And Sue will light that candle representing that. Okay, and the second candle represents the present, and that's the courage that we need to grieve our loss. The third one represents the future and the hope that life will indeed be good again. And it will. And the fourth candle is for the many loved ones that have lost their lives to suicide. Loved ones that may not have someone here to represent them, but are deeply missed nonetheless. And now Dawn, where's Dawn? Dawn's going to read a poem at this point, if you can find it.
He has a nice profile.
It's called Heard Your Voice in the Wind Today. I heard your voice in the wind today, and I turned to see your face. The warmth of the wind caressed me as I stood silently in place. I felt your touch in the sun today as its warmth filled the sky. I closed my eyes for your embrace, and my spirit soared high. I saw your eyes in the window pane as I watched the falling rain. It seemed as each raindrop fell, it quietly said your name. I held you close in my heart today. It made me feel complete. You may have died, but you are not gone. You will always be part of me. As long as the sun shines, the wind blows, the rain falls, you will live on inside of me forever, for that is all my heart knows.
Thank you, Don. I'd like to ask facilitators first, is anybody that would like to share, comment, or Sue's hand went right up.
You know me.
I know.
I know.
Here you go, Sue.
I just want to thank every person that is here today, everybody that it's your first time here or your 14th time here. We really appreciate the support that you show for your loved ones and the fact that you're an advocate for suicide awareness by showing up at these events. I want to thank Sandra for allowing us to have such a wonderful program that we can reach out so that people have an opportunity to heal. And healing takes a lot of work. So bless you all for being so brave to do the journey.
Thank you, Sue. Any other facilitators like to say anything? Okay. I'm going to open up for brief comments. If anybody would like to come up and share something about their experiences with the walk, or just share something about their loved one at this time. The mic is open to anybody that would like to come up.
So I'm here, standing here on behalf of the Denoyan family. My nephew, Cody Denoyan, took his life in September of 2013. He was 17 years old. I think the biggest lesson we learned from that is that we all thought, not my family. This happens, but not our family. We're tight, we love each other, we communicate, we see each other, we hug each other. Not my family. My family. So, I say this every year, but I offer this to all of us, including myself. Be nice to everyone. You don't know what that person's going through that particular day. And even if they piss you off because they cut you off, you know, we all get pissed, right? But they may be needing you not to get mad. They may be needing you to be nice. So try to remember that. Let's be nice to each other.
Anyone else like to say something? Talk, make a comment to everyone? Okay. That's very short. Oh, we do have someone. Thank you.
I guess I'll just say congratulations on being here, because it takes a lot of courage to stand up for your loved ones. The biggest, you always try to like put meaning to it, you know, but there's no meaning. I think it really comes down to perspective, and what I see with everyone standing around here is we've all lost somebody very dear to us. When we all come from different backgrounds, we do different things, we come from different places, we maybe have different ideas, but at the end of the day, we all love, we all hurt, and we're all just trying to do the best we can to make it through this little thing called life, or get the most out of life that we can. And it really does put things in perspective to appreciate the ones in your life on a daily basis. I'm up here for my big brother. We lost him in 2012. And yeah, it is one of those things that, yeah, not us, not my family. But congratulations on being here and supporting each other, so that we can help bring that perspective back to those that really need it, to remember how valuable they are, how much they're loved, and hopefully help influence someone who may be in a tough place, who's maybe considering the unthinkable. I think the toughest thing about that is, how will you know if you actually maybe help somebody deter themselves from that decision? You may not really know. So just appreciate each other. That's what I got.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Hello everybody, thank you for being here. I lost my son Adam 7 years ago. And you know, through the 7 years of healing, I can tell everyone who has had something that's recently happened that it does get better. You know, you have the new normal. It will never be as you planned it to be, or what if, but it's the new normal, and life is good. I've gotten through it all with keeping my son very close to me every day. I do things in his name. I remember the things we talked about and keep them in my life. And I think that if you do that with your loved one and you keep them close to you, they're never really gone. They're with you all the time. And there has to be some answer to how we reach the younger people or anyone that is contemplating this, and how we find them before it happens, because we're all here. The family's grieving this, but it doesn't change any of our situations. We just have to find a way to change the decision making of those who may be contemplating this. So, thank you.
I can still see Jeremiah's dad sitting on the couch next to me in the counseling session back in 2006. And tears were streaming down his face. And he got to know me a little bit, having just lost my little sister, and said, we need to do something. I need to do something to remember my son Jeremiah. And so we worked together to create this walk. And I want to thank Sandra for continuing that big idea of all of us coming together in memory of young men like Jeremiah and my little sister Gloria, and all of your friends and family and loved ones that you've lost. Every story is different. Every pain is a little bit different. And like Steve referred to the tree earlier, when we planted it on the 10th anniversary, we all have an opportunity to plant little seeds of love and kindness and patience and wonder and understanding and embracing one another. And so I thank you for being here and taking the opportunity to be that seed in somebody else's life.
My name is Joanne Nixon, and we are here to commemorate my grandson, Dylan Dean. This is our 6th walk, and for those of you who are taking this step for the first time, congratulate yourself, and we congratulate you because it is a step. It is a journey, a long journey. It does get better. It gets different. Keep them close to you in your heart. And remember that we all need to fight for those who are suffering from depression or who have a mental illness, because they're not going to always reach out to you. We need to keep them in our hearts, and we need to look for the signs that are not really always that visible. We have to be diligent, and it is a journey and a club that I'm sure that none of you ever thought that you would join. So when you think about your loved one, think about that person that's next to you who may be grumpy or out of sorts or maybe just aggressive, and think that there might be something going on in their life that really we are not aware of. I congratulate you for being here, and let's do this all together. It takes a village, really, to make any changes at all.
Anyone else like to say anything?
My name's Cass. So I work with veterans all the time, but with suicide prevention. But the thing that's so fascinating to me in this living laboratory of life is that trauma does not discriminate. And with suicide and taking our life, the thing that usually pisses me off is that phrase exactly, is that we need to realize that we can take our life to the next level, and that we always get caught up in words like dread and worry and anxiety and fear and shame and guilt, when there's other words out there like joy and passion and life. And that when the trauma is just so ugly, trauma does not discriminate. We all have it. And it's so hard to climb out of that darkness and things like that, but it is possible. It's only impossible until it's done. And I've seen people turn their lives around. I myself have done that coming out of combat. And as a person who has contemplated taking my life, and come out better on the other side, I just encourage you all, thank you. I just encourage you all to realize that whether you think you can or think you can't, Henry Ford said you're right. So just keep trucking on, and I don't know all of you, but I love you all, so thanks.
Okay. Well, I thank you all for talking this morning. It's very helpful to hear others talk and hear their experiences. I want to just before I forget, which I did earlier, just remind everyone that if you would like to be more involved and volunteer, as we talked about going past today, there are opportunities with Impact and SOS, and they're at the table here. You'll find some forms where you can volunteer or sign up to volunteer if that's something you feel you'd like to do or are capable of doing. So I invite you all to at least take a look at that before you leave today. The other thing I just wanted to draw attention to are the memory quilts that I'm sure all of you have seen. If you haven't seen them, take some time to go back and take a look at them. They're lined up in the back there. And that there are opportunities to have your loved ones put on one of those quilts if you would like to do that. Again, that information is on the table. So I invite you to take a look at that before you leave today. We're going to, in just a minute, do the balloon release. I'd like to, though, I'm going to read a quick poem before we do that, and then we'll have the balloon release. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. At the rising sun and its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies, in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of the autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have a joy we crave to share, we remember them. And when we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For as long as we live, they too will live. For they are now a part of us as we remember them. If you haven't gotten the balloon, I'm sure most of you have, please get them. And you know, I've done many of these walks, and for me, this part of it is one of the most impactful for me, is releasing these balloons. And I think what it does is it allows us to have a memory and have a thought that's very personal and very sincere, and just release that to the heavens. And that's so powerful in its own individual way for each one of us. And I'm always struck at this ceremony, as many as I've seen, I'm always struck at the impact of this ceremony. And it's a beautiful day today. I remember last year, I think it was last year, it was cloudy, and just as we released the balloons, a little bit of sun peeked through. Today we have the pleasure of having the sun fully peek through and look down on us as we do this. So I'm going to ask that we start the music, and you can think about your loved one, and when you're ready, when you have your thought ready to release, just release your balloon.
Feel your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of this. Yesterday's a closing door. You don't need that anymore. Say goodbye to what you were. And tell your heart to beat again. Oh, so tell your heart, beat again.
It always does the same thing. I hope this day brings you some comfort. I hope that being here has been a help to all of you and all of us, and that you leave today feeling a little better than when you arrived today. That's my hope. I can't thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for being here. And we're going to start the walk in just a second. When the walk is finished, feel free to come back and mingle some more, talk, and have some more bagels and other things. Or if you'll be leaving right after the walk. And again, thank you for being here. Have a great, wonderful rest of the day, and a great, wonderful rest of your life. Again, thank you, and hopefully you'll stay connected and be a part of what's happening in terms of getting awareness out and making the world, as a lot of people said, come up here and talk about a nicer place. And just be aware of others. I think that was an important message given today. So thank you all. We're going to be starting the walk right over there by the balloons. And for those of you that are running, we're going to ask you to start first. So if you could start gathering, the runners will be following Maxine. So Maxine, where are you? Okay, Maxine is right over there raising her hand. So if you could follow Maxine over to the starting balloons. And Stephanie is going to be giving the official gong or ring. So we'll give just a few minutes for the runners to gather, and then after they've gathered, we'll start the walkers behind Sue. Where's Sue?
You want to do a Team Adam shot here on the hill?
Yeah, let's do it. Team Adam.
Okay.
I'm too short. You don't see me. Team Adam up on the hill. Thank you. Our annual photo.
And I believe there are signs along the way too, right? Are there signs? Okay. So if you happen to lose track, just look for the signs. They'll guide you in the right place. The orange cones, right? Orange cones. Okay, so if you're going to be walking and not running, we'll wait just a minute till the runners get started there when I hear the ringing. But Sue should be somewhere. I lost her again. There she is right there. So if you can stay right there. Sue's got her hands up. So if you're walking, just kind of get behind Sue there. Have all the runners gotten in place? Those of you that are running? Okay, Sue is now going to walk toward the balloon. So if you're walking, just follow the crowd there, and Sue will lead you in the walk.
One more. Perfect. Thanks, guys. And you know, Sandra's going to
Okay, so again, if you're walking, just follow the crowd there toward the balloons. They're getting ready to start the walk.
Have you used napkins, both the wet wind and,
Unfortunately, she got my genetics. I know, sorry,
There's no room, no space to run in this time. You're out of luck. All the reason that you had to come, the traffic is stuck. And you're the evil lover. I thought you found to take you out of this place. So
Yeah.